Hey, Randy.
All right, here we are with my 1974 BMW 3.0 CS. There's a bunch of special things about this car. The things that I liked about it are the way it sits and the way its stance is. And primarily, one of the greatest things about this car is the 73 bumpers. 74 was the year that they put the big accordion bumpers on the car with the big rubber accordions, and the cars got really ugly. So this has 73 bumpers on it. The conversion and the restoration was handled by Coupe King in Southern California. If you look them up, they're in Long Beach. They are the experts in these BMWs and these 3.0 CSs in particular. They are like the world's expert. They're the guys that did the entire restoration on this work. My understanding is that they bought the car as a stalled project. It was a California car to begin with. It has always been a California car. They bought the car and finished the restoration on it, and the car was always the Manglia color that you see here. They reshot the car, and they pulled the engine out of the car, did a full restoration on the chassis. The rear trailing arms were sent out, rebuilt. It has the 365 limited slip rear differential, which is the most desirable. It's the best gear ratio combination that you can get. This has the 3.3 liter motor and a 5-speed instead of a 4-speed. Those would have come out of about an 85 633 CSI type car. So instead of the 3.0, it has a 3.3. It's got a little more power, but it still has the Weber carburetors, the dual Weber carburetors that the car would have had originally. So Coupe King did the full restoration of the chassis, the brakes, the front struts, the Bilstein shocks. All that stuff was replaced by Coupe King. These are a set of the 14-inch, or I'm sorry, I believe these are the 17-inch. I'm sorry, let's take a look. The Coupe King, well, I think they're 16-inch rims. A little bit different than the, well, we'll have to take a look. Anyway, they're the really neat CSI style, but they're offered by Coupe King, so they're a little shorter and they make the car just sit great. These cars in general are extremely prone to rust. So when I started to look at these cars, that's what I was looking for. I was looking for rust, and I did my homework. And there are several areas on these cars that are extremely prone to rust. Let's talk about that for a minute. One of the worst areas is right here. When you open the hood, the car originally had what was called elephant skins. The elephant skins are a thick, sound deadening material that the factory applied. The problem with the elephant skin is it doesn't conform tightly to the pinch weld, and it was put right over the pinch weld area in the fender. So water wicks underneath the elephant skin and causes rot. Very common in these cars to see the rot along these lines, along the inner pinch weld. If you're looking at a car that has the original elephant skins in it, I don't care how nice the outside of the car looks or how low the miles are on the car, or the car came from California or Arizona, a very dry climate. If it has the elephant skins, buyer beware. As you can see, my car has no elephant skins, and the pinch weld is immaculate. The car was undercoated at Coupe King, and they resealed the low mile 3.3 motor that's currently in the car. So how many miles does the motor really have on it? I don't know. Coupe King always uses low mile motors in their cars. I would suspect, I would be guessing maybe something around 60,000 miles. I don't really know. The motor runs excellent. It has Pertronix electronic ignition conversion, the original Weber carburetors, and of course that 5-speed Getrick transmission, which is highly desirable. The car also comes with an extra transmission and bell housing. The Getricks are getting harder and harder and harder to find, and a good low mile one is getting increasingly difficult to find. So when I get a car, I get really into the minutia of the car, and I studied all about the areas that suffer rust. And I've looked at all those areas on this car, and I can look you straight in the eye and tell you this car is very, very clean, rust-free car. That's why I kept the car as long as I kept the car. If I'd ever found any rust in the car would have been immediately sold. But that was not the case with the car. I got to enjoy the car for many, many years. I also took the extra step of, while I was looking for rust, I had the Eastwood internal frame sealer kits. It's a spray that has a 24-inch nozzle, so you stick it through the holes into the rocker panels and things like that, and coat all those areas. I've done that to this car. Another very popular upgrade are the windows. The power windows in 74 were slow in 74, and over the years they get even slower. So a very popular upgrade, I believe, is the E28. You take the electric motors out of an E28 and put them in there, and the motor and the windows go up and down about twice as fast. I've done that. Overall, the car is in very good condition. I would say it's about a number 3. It's not a number 4 concourse condition car, but it's an exceptional quality driving car. It's a driver quality car of exceptional quality. With a little bit of work, it could be made into a concourse quality car. Let's talk very openly and honestly about the downfalls of the car. To make the car a concourse car, what would it take? The trim would need to be repolished. The trim is in very good condition, but concourse, those little scratches show. And this is aluminum trim that can be removed and repolished, and that would bring the trim up to a concourse quality. I believe the paint is very good now. It's borderline, in my opinion, concourse quality. I have driven the car. There is one minor little paint flaw in the front nose, but it's a very minor little something that makes it a driver quality car. The rear tail lights, I would give an 8 out of 10. They're also an extremely difficult item on this car, and finding concourse quality tail lights would be something I can provide. And I have a set of 9s that will go with the car also. So here again, it's a great car. How does it run and drive? Well, when I bought the car, I hopped in it and drove it 600 miles from LA, where I bought it, up to Grants Pass, Oregon. It drove like a top. A lot of these cars are kind of rattly messes because they do have power windows, and they do have a lot of great accessories in the car. What makes these cars really great is that there's no B-pillar. You can roll down the front windshield and the side windows and the back windows, and that beautiful coupe is revealed. If you don't know the history on the 3.0 CS, this is what earned the BMW the moniker of the ultimate driving machine. This car was homologated and dominated the racing series in Europe. This isn't the little 2002 with the 4-cylinder. This is the big bad boy with a 6-cylinder. This is the biggest, baddest car that BMW ever made. This car dominated the IMSA circuit, and really is the ultimate driving machine. Beautiful leather seats, beautiful leather interior, real wood, real chrome. Chrome and leather. Those are the things that you're going to love about this car. Those are the things that new cars don't have. The chrome around the wind wings. It's poetry in motion. They don't build them like this anymore. It's a great car. It's a quality car. It's not a rust bucket, I promise you that. Buy it, enjoy it, drive it. It's a great car.
Thank you, Randy.